Right, so here we have the preamp for the quad, and I've identified quite a few electrolytics in here, two here for sure that are required changing, as is that one there, and I'm also going to change these two axial capacitors, because they are both looking a bit dodgy. That's about the only main electrolytics I can see. I haven't looked at the circuit diagram of this, but I'm pretty sure that they're all the main capacitors on the main motherboard, as it were. So that's what we'll do, we'll change those there. So let's take this power, I think this is power supply. Oh no, it might be power supply from there to this board. Yeah, whichever way, it's in the way. Is it a clip? Is it clip on? No, it's just a push socket, so I should be able to just pull this apart. It's not coming out easily. Right, I can get a screwdriver in there now to just lever it slightly. Yeah, there we go. So, oh, there is a little clip on there, so probably push down there. Yes, push down that edge. Right, so without having to take it all apart too much, hopefully I should be able to just get these capacitors out. And we got negative at the top. So as before, let's do a little mark. So there's a positive at the bottom, positive at the bottom, and positive at the top of that one, and negative at the bottom down there, and negative there, positive at the other end. So they're in series. Let's put a positive there, and on this capacitor here, positive on the right hand side. Okay, in fact actually that one looks like it's going to be a bit easier to get at to start with. Now, as they're a bit awkward to get the desoldering pump in, I think I'm going to use braid to just get rid of the solder and then pull it. And that one's free. Right. Straighten the leg out. And remove the capacitor. And that's a 100 mic at 16 volts. Let's do what we did with the other capacitors and check them. So that's a negative, that's a positive, and it says it is testing, and it is a capacitor 125 microfarads, so it has changed its value just slightly. So we'll get rid of that one. 100 mic at 16 volts. And go. 16 volts. What's on that side? Let's put some more flux on. Yep. Should have it down now, get to into the long capacitors. The long capacitors. The actual ones. So just by that I check it first. Where's this one? It's like top there. One up. I can't find it. The other side. Right, yeah, now. Let's go back. Now, just check quick way to break the hole. There we go. Just pull these passes out of the solder, just take it all the way out. There we go. Let's check these capacitors as well. So these should be 1000 mic at 25 volts. $1,022 for that one. $1,025 for that one. So you could say that these are possibly okay, but the reason I'm changing them, I think I showed earlier, but maybe not quite as clear. So you can see around the edge of the capacitor there's this like a white mark. So I would guess if that capacitor checks okay, but with power on, it's going to fail at some stage, I think. So I think definitely is worth changing anyway. So that's what I was going to do, and that's what I'm going to carry on doing. Right, let's get these new capacitors in. So we want a positive at the top, negative at the bottom on this one. Right, so we have now got those capacitors changed. Now the customer also said that the volume control, sorry, the balance control on here was dodgy. We'll check that out in a minute, but I think at the moment, having changed those electrolytics, just do a quick visual check. I haven't dribbled some solder anywhere. But that capacitor there, I just realised it's not really soldered all that well. Okay, I haven't blobbed solder anywhere that I can see. So we should be able to test this with standard line output, left and right outputs, into my amplifier here and see that it's working by putting an input into the auxiliary in here and seeing that it works. So that's what we'll do. We'll go 5 volt output to start with. Mustn't forget to put that card back. And we'll find a source for input. Good old phone, which will do the job. And we can put this into auxiliary input. Connect that to there. Press playback. We're in auxiliary. We had it up at maximum. Let's switch to auxiliary input 2 on my amplifier. And we're getting output. Now there's the scratchy control. Phew. Let's take the output from the other level. That's too low. Oh, it could be. Right. So I think the next job is clean that wiper over. Right. Let's put some. Let's put some switch cleaner into here. Good old service hole. Now we should hopefully be able to get into that. There's some little holes in the wiper. Tilt it up. Right, let's see what happens now. No scratchy scratch. Mono should be the same on both. Volume pot is working okay. So I think I'll just a tiny little spray on the controls. And just whack them. Oh, that's that pot in the back there. I did hear a funny sound just then from the air of this power supply. So I think there's very little chance that the power supply is going to blow. I think it might be an idea to have that out and have a look. Sometimes you get normally if they're going to fail, they would have failed already. I would have thought. But I think I'll take the power supply cover off and just have a little look inside, make sure. I've got to unwire all that if I had to do that. And we've got, yeah, just got 3 wires to undo there. It is working. Yeah, I think I will have a look in there just to be on the safe side. So let's get my marker. Mark up those 3. We've got blue, white and red. So blue, white and green rather. And those 3 wires. There's a main screw capacitors, which is all they fail unexpectedly due to bang. Sometimes because it's breaking over time. Can't remember the type of head. They're very well integral. And that's right. And of course I'm barking up the wrong tree completely because it's just a transformer. So, yep, it's just a transformer. Nothing special about that, and it looks okay, so I'm going to put it back together, put it back in. At least we've checked it. We can honestly say we checked it, and it seems to be okay. Right, check and make sure it still works. Auxiliary input. Output 5 volts. Power. Back on. Oh, auxiliary. Phew. Right, so that input is disk. So if we turn it right down and put it input into disk, and turn the volume level of that right down. At least we can disc input is working. Now we want to check the tape inputs. We've got 2 tape inputs, so we want a DIN. This is the one we want. So that should play in there. And we want a phono to phono coupler. And that's audio in, audio in. It should. Oh. Turn that right down. We go to tape 1. Where is that? Ah. Yep. So that's that tape input working. So let's plug that into there and go tape 2. Is it that one? Yeah, that'll do. So that's tape 2. And we can do radio as well. So that should have similar inputs on radio. It has an auxiliary, just in case the customer is using it on DIN connector on auxiliary. Yep, that's low level input. And that was disc. I don't suppose they'll be using it on disc. Let's turn it down. Try that disc input. Yep, okay. We can safely say we've tested all the inputs. Right. So, half the job is done. I'll put this back together. And we should be done. Oh, getting there. Nice. So, amplifiers both on. Power on. Get my music source. Good old mobile phone. Is it switched on? Yes, it is. Into the auxiliary input. Right and left. And then swipe up and open some music. Sounds good. Oh, there we are. So that's the auxiliary input. Let's Let's try the tape input. We need phono for that, don't we? And lots of yeah, no, we'll leave that. If it's working on auxiliary, we know that the others work, so we tested those the other day. So that's it. We are done. We are fully fixed, working quad 404 and 405, and the preamp, the quad. I can remember this number. It did have a number on it somewhere. I'm sure it did. I thought they always had like a number at the bottom. But anyway, whatever this is, it's working. I'm happy. Hopefully this has been instructive to you. That's it, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye bye now.